Okay, right. Let's just make this an interesting one. It looks a bit yucky. It looks a bit boring, this particular one. I think we're gonna leave it on 100. Yeah, we're gonna leave it on 100, and we're just gonna go here. We're doing it this way this time. The contrast is going to be a little bit more. So let's see if we can make this look really nice. Okay, right. We're just going to add a background colour for something different. Once again, I think blue or cyan. Cyan. Oops, I just pressed that button a few times for some reason. Wondering if that's going to be pretty much it. What have we got? We got here a Coles recipe book, another free thing you pick up from Coles, and of course most people want to make them, so therefore Coles makes so people buy their stuff. This is a really, you could call it a fairly sneaky sort of marketing campaign. Considering that the magazine is free, but the actual food costs a bomb. You got to spend money on the recipe, on the ingredients, should I say? Not the recipe. The recipe's for free. That's the recipe, the book, or the recipes actually. It's not just one recipe. There's heaps. So this is one way of, and a lot of people, like rich people and middle class people, they typically like to buy a lot of stuff. That's the people that normally get, that's the usual market that they aim at. They don't normally aim at people who are poor or who are low class, so to speak. So yeah, it makes you feel a bit left out in a way when you're a person who doesn't belong in the middle or the upper class. It sort of feels you feel a bit left out. But anyway, I don't like advertising anyway much. It's just too much about money. It's like some of the ads are really ridiculous, and I hear on the radio, it just pisses me off. Some of these ads really trigger an angry response. Like there's a company called MeBank, and it takes a classical song and makes it into a money fucking mockery. It goes me. That's what you hear at the beginning of the ad. So you probably recognise a little bit of the classical piece that you heard. You probably recognise it, and you could probably understand that if you're not fucking stupid like the people that they advertise to, well, you know that is extremely annoying. It really grates on my nerves. I really hate that commercial, and I hate the bank called MeBank, because it's even the name suggests me, as in MeBank, suggests selfishness. So they're trying to preach, and I call it preaching. Sometimes I call advertising preaching, because it's like a form of religion, where you just, and it's just like preaching. It gets annoying. Like a lot of people hate it when Christians go out and evangelize, and people will just get angry and call it preaching and say, wish that person would stop their preaching. Well, advertising is like preaching in many ways, except it's not a religion that I particularly like, and I don't subscribe to it. And I'm trying to think how big we're going to make this. Going to make it 114. We're going to get rid of the Coles logo. But basically, I just hate advertising that just takes well-known tunes and turns it into a jingle. I mean, seriously, it just pisses me off. And that's one of the most annoying ads. I have to, when that ad comes on the radio, I have to fucking block my ears, because it really, really pisses me off. I mean, MeBank. So remember MeBank, M-E Bank, and maybe don't buy into their product. So they make a terrible mockery of a piece of orchestral music, or classical music as it's often called, and turns it into an annoying... Just boycott them, just boycott the bastard. This is what I think of you, Maybank. Fuck off with your stupid fucking radio jingle. Go fuck yourself. And basically, you just have to boycott. You have to show them that this advertising is not acceptable. It's just too much. It's everywhere. It's on buses. It's everywhere, and it just pisses me off. When I go on a bus and I see that ugly prison-style mesh that they have, which is for advertising, it's not prison mesh, but it makes me feel like I'm in a prison vehicle. Basically, I don't sit next to the mesh. I don't sit next to it. I don't face it. I don't sit next to it. It's my silent protest against capitalism. So I refuse to sit next to that stupid stuff. And it is a problem because I can't see out the window properly. I can't see the scenery. And if it's on the left-hand side, you can't even see the bus stop on a rainy day. You can't see where your bus is going. It just obscures your view on wet days. It just collects water droplets and it just buggers up your vision of your next stop. So there's a practical reason why I don't sit next to it. So I try to protest, but unfortunately, like any protest, it's the big people that win out. The big companies. They're probably laughing at people like me. If they, I don't know. I don't think they are. I don't think they know who I am, except maybe they've seen me on YouTube or some other social media platform. But anyway, I think we've made this piece of shit look really interesting. I think now we can call it quits.